Hey folks, it's Dave here, back playing some regular season basketball on the channel as I got my new 1985-86 season this week. Yep, so I'm going to play some Celtics at the Lakers from the Great Western Forum. Let me see. I'm going to keep some points in this game, okay? Usually I just play basic and get a final score, but I'm going to keep track of some points. In this game, if you're a big basketball guy, which I'm not really a big basketball guy, I'm a casual guy, so I want to keep points. But if you wanted to, you could keep track of assists and rebounds and block shots and steals. And, you can even have guys foul out in the fourth quarter if you want. I read on how to do that, and I haven't played through that yet, so I don't want to show any of that extra stuff here on the channel and make a mistake, so I need to learn that a little bit more. But I do know how to play the basic game, and I do keep track of points, so that's what I'm going to do in this video. And in a future video, I'll keep tacking on some things. I'll try to keep assists and maybe work on the foul outs and things like that. All right. I'm also not going to use the rest chart. How the rest chart works is that your first roll of the game, so I have Celtics over here being green and white, and the Lakers in purple and yellow, so that would go into the first column, so that would be a 4-4 for the Celtics and a 2-3 for the Lakers. And you would go on the first roll of the game, look at the rest chart, which is on each team's page, and that would tell you who isn't playing. And then that might give you a modification as well, it might not. Today, though, I don't want to have anybody sit. I don't want to have McHale sit. I don't want to have Ainge sit. I don't want to have Magic Johnson sit or Rambis. I want Worthy. I want all the superstars to play in this game. So for me, I've elected to not use the rest chart. And you have that option of setting your own lineup if you want to. You still need to put the names in an order here on the chart. The names need to go in order as you see them, even if you want to select your own roster, okay? That's kind of important. I'm not going to keep track of, again, the foul outs or time on the court or the whole bit, even though that's all in there. I will use a close game factor at the end of the game if I have to, which means the Celtics actually have a +2 advantage on the close game factor, which may or may not affect the end of the game if it's close. I will be using the modifications. So the Celtics, their road offense is -2. The Lakers' defense is -1, giving us a total of -3. So as you can see here, I've already put in -1 and -2 in the fourth quarter for the Celtics, as they instruct you to do. The Celtics' defense on the road is -6, which is very good, and the Lakers' home offense is +8, so they have a +2. So I'm going to add 2 here in the fourth quarter for the Lakers. So I think that's everything. So let's start the game here, keeping some basic stats, if you will. And it does take a lot longer to keep the stats in this game, so bear with me as I got to roll the dice and then check the column. And I'm getting a little faster at it, but I'm trying not to make mistakes, which it's easy to do for me to make mistakes when I'm keeping track of stuff. So let's go. So let's roll the dice. So first, off the bat, the Celtics roll a 6 and a 2. So that gives them 8 points. And over here, it's 4 points. So this is where you would factor in the rest chart if you wanted to, but we're not going to do that today. So Celtics lead 8-4. Let's see how they got those points. And here's the key. The first few rolls are very important in this game. So in column 6-2, we start with McHale is the first name we see. And McHale is 2 for 4 in column 6-2. Kite. Wow, Kite's in there already. So Kite is 1 for 1. Now, Kite has some green on his name, and that would come in the super, I call it the super advanced game. So I'm going to ignore the green for right now. And then DJ from the line was 2 for 2. Now, that gets us our 8 points. But I need to get on the line, even though I'm not keeping track of rebounds or assists. I need to get on the line and see if anybody else appears, okay? So I get McHale, Kite, and DJ, McHale, then I get Wedman and Parrish. So I need to put in these guys here, Wedman and Parrish. Okay, so that you need to put them in order. That's pretty important. Also, I'm using the modified 3-point rule. Actually, the proper name for it, if I look here, is the early years rule. You can only look at the 3-pointers in the gray area, which is the last column, last roll of each quarter. It's in the gray. So I'm ignoring the 3-point shots, whether they're made or not, until I get to that gray area. And if I get one, I'll try to explain that the best I can. For the Lakers, they got 4 points. How did they get their 4 points? Well, Worthy was 0 for 3, so he didn't get any. but we need to write him down. Scott was 1 for 3. And Rambus was 2 for 2 from the line. So that gets us our 4 points. Now, is there anybody else in column 1, 3 we need to add? Worthy, Scott, Rambus, and AC Green. So Green is on our list. So now we're ready for the second roll of the game. Celtics lead 8-4. A 3 and a 3 for the Celtics. So they pick up 6 points. And 2 and a 5, so 7 points for the Lakers. So they squeeze out a point. So it's 14-11. So how do the Celtics get their points? Let's go to 3-3. Bird is a new name. So Bird is 1 for 2 in column 3-3. And all I'm doing, okay, as you can see the chart here, maybe you can, maybe you can't, is that each roll you just read across. And that's where all the names are. And it tells you the field goals and the free throws and everything right there. It's real easy. It's real easy. So Bird was 1 for 2. Parrish was 1 for 2. So we got to add Parrish on here. He was, Parrish was 1 for 2. And Bird was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. So that should get us our 14 points, and it does. Any other names in column 3-3 that we haven't seen yet? Yes, so we have Sheesting, DJ, and Vincent. So we have Sheesting. How do we spell that there? I never could spell that guy's name. S-I-C-H. Sheesting, DJ, and Sam Vincent. So we add those to our list for the Celtics who are playing in this game. Now let's look at the Lakers. 2 for 5. Cooper is 1 for 2. Cooper's a new name. So Cooper is 1 for 2 in column 2-5. James Worthy is 2 for 5. So James Worthy is 2 for 5. And then one more in column 2-5. Cooper is 1 for 1 from the line. So that gets us to 11 points. Any other names here in column 2-5? And you only got to check this until you fill up your roster. Then it goes a lot quicker. So Cooper, Worthy, Cooper, Johnson, and Green. So Magic gets on our list. And now we're ready for the next roll. So 14-11 Celtics. Let's roll the dice. A 2 and a 4, not a good roll for either team. 2 and a 4 is 6, and a 3 and a 2 is 5. So the Celtics lead this one 20-16. So let's check out the points for the Celtics. Parrish was 1 for 3. Bird was 1 for 3. So Bird was 1 for 3. And then in column 2-4, the last one was McHale was 2 for 2 from the line. McHale's 2 for 2 from the line. That gives us our 20 points. Anybody else in column 2-4 we need to add to the game? Yes, Walton. Walton is in the game. And I leave the roster kind of open-ended. You can't play everybody in the game, but I'll play 10 or 11, sometimes 12 guys, and then after that you need to put them in the gray area. So that's what I do. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I might have one more guy playing the game because usually they didn't play more than 12. So if we have one more name, I will. So I'll just put this as like the end for each team so we don't put any more players in just to make sure. So that's what I'll do for that. And again, anyway, that's just how I do it. So now let's check the 5 points for the Lakers. So the 5 points for the Lakers under column 3-2. Scott was 1 for 2. So he's 1 for 2. Column 3-2 is Rambus is 1 for 2. And Scott was 1 for 1 from the line. And any other names in column 3-2? Rambus, Scott, Jabbar, and Cooper. Rambus, Scott, Jabbar. So Jabbar's a new name. So we'll add him to the list. So 20-16. So now we're in the gray area, okay? So we are going to use, I'll make sure I get this right, the 3-point shots, the early years rule. So that's how this one goes. So you can only keep track of 3-point shots in the gray area in this particular year. So let's roll the dice and see if that comes into play. And I'll do my best to explain that, and I'll do my best to get it right, too. 61 for the Celtics. So we're going to go to 6 and 1, And so they finish up with 27 points and another 7 points over here. So 27-23 Celtics after 1. So let's check. So column 6-1. So yes, we have a 3-point attempt. So it says Wedman was 1 for 3 and then 0 for 2 on 3 points. So what we need to do is, I believe what we do is we need to account for the missed point, three-pointers. So he was 0 for 2. So what we need to do is take away 2 shots from him. So he was 1 for 3, so that should be 1 for 1. If I'm doing this right, the 1 for 3 here becomes 1 for 1. So what we do is we swap the 2 misses from the 2-point range to add the 3-point misses, okay? So we don't add those. So he's got a 2-point shot and a 3-point shot in this column here, and you can't have them both. You have to sort that out. So he was 1 for 3 shooting, 0 for 2 from 3-point land. Hopefully I made that clear. So again, if I look at line 6-1, Wedman is 1 for 3, but he's also 0 for 2. You don't combine them. You need to take the misses and the buckets away if he makes a 3-pointer. So I believe I did that correctly. So he'll be 1 for 1. McHale is 2 for 2. So McHale is 2 for 2. And anybody else pick up any points? McHale is 1 for 1 from the line. So if I did everything correctly, I got my 27 points, and I do. Now, is there any other players here that are not in the game? No, Parrish and DJ and Wedman. They're already in the game. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Lakers, 3-4. So let's see if there's any 3-point shots. Yes, okay, so let's see if I can sort this out. Bear with me. So Cooper, it says Cooper is 1 for 2. And he's also 1 for 1 for the free throw line, so that gives him 3 points. However, he's 1 for 1 for 3-point land. So we need to take away his basket and take away his free throw to give him the 3-point field goal. So Cooper is 1 for 1 for 3-point land. So we go back to his first column where he was 1 for 2. We take that away, he's 0 for 1. So Cooper now was 0 for 1 from 2-point land, and now he's 1 for 1 for 3-point land. Worthy was 2 for 3. So Worthy was 2 for 3. And anybody else, what's going on in column 3-4? And that's it. So we take away the bucket and the free throw, sorry about that, and we add the 3-point shot. So he had a 2-point shot, a free throw, and 3-point land. How it works is that you take away the 3 points from the bucket and the free throw and count the 3-pointer. Hopefully that made sense. But as you can see, it all worked out because now we have 23 points. So basically the 3-point shot overrides the stats in the gray area only. So it's only 4 times a game in the early rules that you have to use that. Okay? So what I do is check the 3-point slot first, factor in that, and then you subtract from the other columns if need be. Okay? Hopefully I'll explain that better if we run into that again. It's a little confusing, but when you realize you just need to make the points add up to the column. And if you added them all up, there'd be too many points, so you have to subtract to get down to the 7 points in that column. So let's start the second quarter. Celtics up by 4. A 5 and a 5. For the Celtics, that gives them 10. And a 4 and a 3 for the Lakers, and that gives them 7. So how did the Celtics get their points? DJ was 2 for 3. DJ was 2 for 3. Parrish was 2 for 2. Parrish was 2 for 2. And Walton was 2 for 2 from the line. So Walton was 2 for 2 from the line. And anybody else that we haven't seen yet in the game? No, Wedman and Bird are already in the game. So let's see. That gives me my 37 points. And let's take a look at column 4-3 now for the Lakers. Column 4-3. Jabbar was 2 for 3. So Kareem comes in, chips in, 2 for 3 for Jabbar. Cooper was 1 for 3, so Cooper was 1 for 3. And then in that segment as well, under column 4-3, Jabbar was 1 for 1 from the line. So if everything was done correctly, I got my 30 points. Anybody else here that I don't have on my list? Rambis, Green, Worthy, and Johnson. Rambis, Green, Worthy and Magic. Yep, no, everybody's here. So they got a shorter bench to the Celtics in this game, probably because they were at home. Who knew? All right, so let's continue on here as it's 37-30 Boston. 5-4 for Boston. So 5 and 4 and 9 and 1 and 6 and 7. So the Celtics still lead this one, and they lead it by 9 right now. So 5 and a 4. So DJ is 2 for 5. So DJ is 2 for 5. Bird is 2 for 3. So Bird is 2 for 3. And then column 5-4, DJ was 1 for 1 from the line. So DJ is 1 for 1 from the line. That should get me my 46 points. And there shouldn't be anybody left playing in this game that I don't have. Oh, third kill. Okay, and Carlisle. So 5 and 4. Okay, so I'm going to add third kill and Carlisle. And how this works is they picked up either assists or rebounds. Okay, and let me be sure about that. So they picked up assists. So third kill and a Carlisle each picked up an assist. What you would do is if I was keeping assists at the end of the quarter, I would go back and award those assists to the players at the top of the list working my way down just for stat purposes, okay? So all these players didn't figure in the game. So if you have somebody who's not in the game that picks up points, assists, or rebounds, you allocate those to somebody who is in the game. That's kind of the workaround of, having a set list here. So I'm not keeping assists, so I'm not going to allocate that. But if I was keeping assists, so let's just say they each picked up 1 assist, I would give 1 assist to McHale and 1 assist to Kite. I believe that's how it works out when you're allocating points for players who are not in the game. So that gets my Celtics my 46 points. Now the Lakers off of column 1-6. So Cooper was 1 for 2. Where's my Cooper? Cooper was 1 for 2. Magic Johnson was 2 for 2, so he finally gets on the board here. And Johnson was 1 for 2 from the line. So that should give me my 37 points. It does. Anybody else in column 1-6? Cooper, Jabbar, and Jabbar. No, he's on the list. So now let's roll again. Celtics in the lead here. A 42. For 6 points, and the Lakers get 5 for 3. So the Lakers pick up a couple of points here on the Celtics. So let's check 42 right now and see who got my points. Wedman was 1 for 3. So Wedman was 1 for 3. Bird was 2 for 3. Bird was 2 for 3. And lastly, the free throw line, there were no free throws. Bird, McHale, Walton, Johnson are all on my list, and there's nothing else to look at there. So now let's go to the Lakers. 5 and 3 for 8. So 5 and 3. Green was 1 for 3. He finally gets on the board. Byron Scott's 2 for 4. So he is 2 for 4. And lastly, in column 5-3, Jabbar was 2 for 2. And that gets me up. Oh, I messed up. How come I got 47? I must have put something wrong somewhere. So let me 5 for 3. Okay, Jabbar 2 for 2 was free throws. Good thing I caught that. So 2 for 2 was free throws. So 2 for 2 was free throws. I can't say that. There we go. Okay. Yep. I messed that up. Good thing I caught that, because that would have drove me nuts. Okay, so Jabbar was 2 for 2 from the line. So that gets us right back to where we want to be, 5-2. Okay. So yeah, so just double check that. It's an easy mistake to make when you kind of keep track of everything here. Okay, so now we're in the gray area. So now the 3-point play comes into effect. Let's roll the dice. 11 for the Celtics. 1 and 1, and that gets them 2 points. So how this works out is Kite was 0 for 2. DJ is 0 for 1 for 3-point land. So he tried a 3 and he missed it. He's also 1 for 2 in field goals, but we need to take away one of those misses because of the 3-point miss. So he's actually 1 for 1. 1 for 1, and that'll account for our 2 points in the row. And everybody else is on my list, so I don't need to add it or add anybody to the list. So I looked at DJ. He was 0 for 1 for three-pointers. He was 1 for 2 for field goals, so I need to take away one of those attempts. Keep the bucket because he got the 2 points, and there's only 2 points in that segment, but I do need to factor in the three-pointer. Again, just kind of for stat purposes. So the Lakers now, they picked up a few points. They got 5 out of that, so they've cut the lead now, so 54-50. So let's go to column 2, 3, and three-pointers. So McGee. Okay, column 2, 3. McGee is 1 for 2. So I'm going to start with my three-pointers here. So McGee, who's actually new to the game, so I'm going to add McGee in here. He is, what did I say he was? 2 for 3. 1 for 2. So let's start with a three-pointer. So he's 1 for 2. So now let me go back to the beginning part of the row. Jabbar is 1 for 3. So he is 1 for 3. And now McGee, it's showing him 1 for 2 from three-point land, but I need to take that away because of the three-pointer takes precedence. So he's going to be 0 for 1. And it says that Jabbar was 1 for 1 from the free throw line, but I need to take that away too to account for the three-point shot. Okay, so I'm not going to record the field goal or the free throw. So that's how I do. So put in your three-pointer first, and then you need to subtract 3 along the way is what I did because the three-pointer was good. So that's where we stand, 54-50 at the half. So let's start the third quarter. 2 and a 3, for the Celtics. 2 and a 3 for a 5. And over here, a 2 and a 2 for 4. So we got a good game going here. So let's check the Celtics now. 2 and 3. So Bird was 1 for 2. So Bird 1 for 2. So Bird hits in column 2, 3. Wedman was 1 for 2. So Wedman is 1 for 2. And then finally in column 2, 3, Bird was 1 for 1 from the line. So Bird is perfect from the free throw line. And I don't think there's anybody else on my list here that's not in the game. Bird, Kite, everyone's already in the game. So for the Lakers now, 2-2. Kupchak enters the game. Kupchak, and he is 0 for 3. Well, he came into the game, and he didn't actually set the world on fire, did he? So Kupchak is 0 for 3. Lucas was 2 for 2, so we're going to add Lucas into the game now as he comes in. Lucas was 2 for 2, and that gave him all their points. And Lucas was also 0 for 1 from the line. 0 for 1 from the line. So that gets us our 59-54 score. And just in case, I'll double check, see if anybody else come into the game. Lucas, Scott, Worthy, and everyone's already in the game. Scott's in the game. Yep, okay. So let's roll again. So we're here in the third quarter. 46 for the Celtics. They're finally dropping some buckets in. Gives them 10 points. They took a 3-point lead here. They added 3 points to the lead, 69-61. Let's see how the Celtics got their points. Bird, 2 for 3. Bird, 2 for 3. And Parrish was 2 for 2. Parrish was 2 for 2. And then finally, Bird was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Bird, perfect from the line, as we talked about. There's our 69 points. And I don't think there's anybody else in column 6 we have to worry about since we're not really keeping rebounds and stats. I don't really need to check anymore. Rebounds and assists, I meant to say. All right, so column 5-2 for the Lakers. McGee is 1 for 2. McGee is 1 for 2. And Rambis. Oh, he's already in the game. So Rambis is 2 for 2. So Rambis is 2 for 2. And then the last one in column 5-2 is Rambis is 1 for 2 from the line. So he's 1 for 2 from the line. And that gets us 61 points. So 69-61. I'll double check here real quick. Anybody coming into the game? Nope, everyone's already in the game that's on the list. Let's roll again. 34 for the Celtics. Oh, they got 7 and 5 and a 3, so the Lakers actually pick up a point. So let's take a look at column 3-4 for the Celtics. Ainge, 1 for 4. Ainge. Oh, I don't even have him on my list. So he'll be the last player playing. Ainge is 1 for 4 in column 3-4. Vincent is 2 for 2. Okay. Do I have Vincent in? Yes. Okay, Vincent's in the game. Vincent is 2 for 2. And third kill is 1 for 2 from the line. Okay. So now, third kill is 1 for 2 from the free throw line. All right. So at the end of the quarter, we're going to allocate that. So good, I can show you how to allocate. And hopefully I'm going to do this correctly. Okay? I'm going to try to do this by the book if I can. Reassigning. Okay. Reassigning free throws. So you got a couple of choices here. Okay, so I'm going to give it to the first player. So he's 1 for 2, so I'll give that to McHale. If there were more than that, you could get onto the line. But it's pretty flexible as far as assigning that stuff. And I'll show you what we're going to do at the end of the quarter. So let me go back to this right now. So I got my 76 points. So third kill picked up points. That's good, so I can show you that. And anything else going on in column 3-4 that I need to be aware of? No, Sheesting, McHale. Oh, wait. Okay, third kill at the free throw. So, okay, I got my 76. So let's go 5-3 now for the Lakers. AC Green is 1 for 3. AC Green is 1 for 3. And Byron Scott is 2 for 4. So he's 2 for 4 is 13. And from the free throw line, Jabbar was 2 for 2. So he's perfect from the line, too. Anybody else here in column 5-3 I need to be aware of? Nope, everyone's in the game. All right, so 76-69, last roll of the third quarter. Now here comes the three-point rule. So I check for three-pointers first. So let's roll the dice. 41, oh, that's not good for the Celtics. Not good at all. 41, that only gives them 5 points. And so the Lakers have come back to make it a 2-point game after 3 with a big advantage going into the fourth quarter. So, column 41, let me check my 3 points. So, Sheesting is 0 for 1 for 3-pointers. So, Sheesting is 0 for 1 for 3-pointers. So, let's get that out of the way first. Vincent is 0 for 3 shooting. So, he's 0 for 3 shooting. Sheesting is 2 for 4, but he becomes 2 for 3 because one of those shots was 3-pointers. So the 2 for 4 for Sheesting becomes 2 for 3 because I subtract the 3-point shot that he missed. And Vincent is 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Does that get me my 81 points? Yes, it does. I'm on track here. Okay. So 4 for 6 for the Lakers. So 3-point shot. There was no 3-point shot, so I don't have to worry about that. So Jabbar is 3 for 4. Jabbar is 3 for 4. McGee is 2 for 2. So McGee is 2 for 2. And McGee is 0 for 1 from the line. And that gets me my 79 points. So that's where we stand after 3. 81-79 Boston. We got a good one here coming to you on the channel today as we do Dave's Classic Rewind. 1985-86 Celtics at the Lakers using regular season basketball. I like this game. And I'm getting a little, if you notice, I'm getting a little quicker as the game goes on, is picking up the stats and stuff because I'm getting better at reading the columns. And you will too. It seems like it's a slog. It's not. It's actually kind of fun. All right, here we go. Oh boy. Not a time for the Celtics to be bailing out here. And the Lakers have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter with tough times coming up for the Celtics. So 3-2. McHale was 1 for 3. McHale. I want to do this first. I want to allocate the stuff here, okay? So the third kill in the gray, we're going to allocate that to McHale. So we're going to give the 1 for 2 to McHale. So the 1 for 2 to McHale, and we're going to get rid of that. Okay? It's good. I wanted to do that first. I forgot about that. So I'm going to allocate these points. Anything down here, I allocated starting at the top. So I only had the 1 to do, so I gave that to McHale. So as you can still see, we still had the 81 points after 3 quarters. So now let's start off here in column 3-2. McHale was 1 for 3. So McHale is 1 for 3. Wedman was 1 for 1, 1 for 1. And then DJ was 1 for 2 from the line. And that should get us our 86 points, and it does. So now looking at the Lakers. The Lakers had 9 points, so column 3-6. Magic was 2 for 3. So Magic was 2 for 3 in that 3-minute segment. And Byron Scott was 2 for 2. 2 for 2. He's only 8 for 15. He didn't have a very good day from the field, did he? And then lastly in the column, Magic Johnson was 1 for 1 from the line. So Magic Johnson was Magic. He was 1 for 1 from the line. That gets us our 88 points. Oh boy, Celtics need a big roll here. They did not get it. And it looks like the Lakers are going to steal this game, folks. Because now I have to subtract 1. So now where the modification comes in. So they only got 5 points. And the Lakers are taking it to them now. Holy smokes. They've opened up a 7-point lead with 2 rolls left, and they have a 4-point modification advantage. So now I need to subtract 1 for the Celtics. So I either subtract a free throw or I subtract a bucket and add a free throw is how it's done. So let me get my little cheat sheet here. So it says subtract a free throw. If not, then I need to subtract the basket from the person on the right and add him a free throw. So I got 5 points out of column 2-4. So Parrish is 1 for 3. So Parrish is 1 for 3. So we'll get that out of the way. Bird is 1 for 3, and McHale is 2 for 2 from the line. So I could take away the free throw from McHale. So Bird is 1 for 3. So Bird is 1 for 3. And McHale at the line was 2 for 2, so I will make him 1 for 2. So 1 for 2, and that gets me my 91 points. So I had to subtract 1 from somewhere, and they say to subtract that from the free throws. If there's no free throws, you go to the person in column 2 of the field goals, take away a basket, and add a free throw. So again, 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, that's how you do the modification. Real simple. 10 points now. Oh boy, 10 points for the Lakers. So what do we got? Lucas, 2 for 4. Lucas, 2 for 4. And then we got Cooper, 2 for 3. Cooper, 2 for 3. And from the field goal line, we got Cooper, 2 for 3. So Cooper, 2 for 3. And that gives us our 98 points. So now, a couple of rolls left. Celtics need to come back. Oh, they got 12. That's monstrous. They might have climbed back in this game. Although, these guys picked up 10. So, it's still a 7-point game. That was a nice roll, but that 8 plus the 2. So the modifications come into play here. So let's take a look. So let's go to column 6 and 6. So Bird is 2 for 4. So Bird is 2 for 4. Now, McHale was 3 for 4, but we need to take away 2 points. So McHale, instead of 3 for 4, is 2 for 4. So McHale is 2 for 4. And then from the free throw line, DJ was 2 for 2. And that's our 101 points. So that's how you would subtract it out. I'm pretty sure that you subtract the basket and the field goal attempts are not modified. Yes, so you would just, so the field goal attempts were the same, but the good field goal was canceled because of the -2. Now we got to add 2. So we add 2 to the person in the left column. Okay? And if you were keeping rebounds, then you would have to figure out some of the rebounds in here as well because you're adding 2 points. That's all in the instructions. Since I'm not doing rebounds, I'm not going to worry about that. So, oh boy, so I got a new guy in here, Spriggs. So if I go to 3-5, they're winning by so much they put Spriggs in. And Spriggs is 1 for 4. Actually, he's going to be 2 for 4 because we give him, or 2 for 4 because we add 2. Oh, so he bonuses. He benefits from that. Yeah. So if you add 2, the column in the left, play in the left column, which is Spriggs, we add a field goal. We don't add to the attempt. So instead of 1 for 4, Spriggs is now 2 for 4. Good for you, Mr. Spriggs. Jabbar, 2 for 3. Jabbar, 2 for 3. And then from the free throw line, Worthy is 2 for 2. And hopefully that gives me my 108-101 score, and it does. So the final roll of the game, Celtics need a huge roll. There's no modifications left, so they need to outroll them by 7 to force overtime. And we're going to check for 3-pointers on this roll, too. So the Celtics do not get enough points. The Celtics are going to lose this game. Some people might like that. And 1 for 3. It was close. But, oh, jeepers. They lose by 3. So they gained 4 points at the end, but they needed 7. So the Celtics lose by 3. Let's just get the final stats here, shall we? So we're going to do, let's see, column 6-2. So McHale is 2 for 4. So McHale is 2 for 4. Kite was 1 for 1. Kite was 1 for 1. And then DJ was 2 for 2 from the line. DJ was 2 for 2 from the line to get us our 109. For the Lakers, 1 and 3. Worthy was 0 for 3. So where's Worthy? Worthy was 0 for 3. Byron Scott was 1 for 3. 1 for 3. And then Rambis was 2 for 2 from the line. Rambis, 2 for 2 from the line. So 2 for 2 from the line. And that gets us our 112 to 109 final. So, yeah, this is kind of fun. Again, it's you pick up speed as you play it. It probably took a long time here as I was trying to stream it and explain some things. But if I wasn't explaining anything and just playing along, it plays pretty quick, especially with just keeping track of points. So let's see who our leading scorer was. Looks like it was Bird with 29 points. He was our leading scorer for the Celtics, followed by McHale with 23. But over here, the wealth was spread around pretty well. Jabbar with 21. Scott with 19. Cooper 16. Magic only had 10, but it was spread around pretty well. So see how the modifications come into play, right? They came into play at the end there. They really helped out. So anyway, so that's what we got going on here. So let me say, it was a 5-point modification. So -3 for the Celtics and +2 for the Lakers. So it was a 5-point modification, and that tipped the scales. If we don't put those modifications in, Celtics win by 2. So that's how the game goes. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the game today. This is regular season basketball, one of my favorite new games to play. I usually play basic mode, but today I wanted to keep some stats and see how it went. And I put the Celtics on the road in L.A. as I was playing my new season. My 1985 season I picked up this week, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So anyway, I'm Dave. I hope you liked this video. We'll talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.